If you're an actor or a writer or a creative, an artist of any kind, maybe you've heard the advice before: if you can do anything else, do it. I've heard that advice so many times, but it wasn't until recently that I kind of found a new way of thinking about it. And I thought I'd share. I'm an actor and a writer, but I have not acted or written in a while. I feel some type of way about it. And it makes me kind of question what that means, what that says about me as a creative. I've been acting for literally 20 years. And I'll tell you all about that experience of being a child actor, especially a mixed Black girl in a bigger body. I'm also going to share some advice, what all of that experience, my last 20 years of my life being a creative, has taught me, what I've learned from it, and some tips for how, if you're feeling this way, you can kind of work through it and maybe come to your own new realization about it. So if you're maybe an aspiring actor and you want some advice as you enter this wild journey that you're about to go on, or if you are a working actor or a working creative and you're experiencing the lull that is happening right now for a lot of us, that work lull that makes you question everything about yourself as a creative, maybe this will be helpful for you. Or maybe you've also heard that advice before and you've had some real resistance to it yourself, and you just want a new way of thinking about it that might make you understand it a little more. So we're going to get cozy. The sun is kind of going down. I feel like I'm losing daylight. So this is going to be a cozy nighttime chat. Let's get cozy. Let's chat. Okay, y'all, as you can see, I was very serious. I hope you got as cozy as I did. I've got candles. I poured a beer for myself. I smoked a little bit of weed. I want this to feel like I'm just on the couch with you. We're friends. We're yapping. If you're new to the channel, I'm Mariah. I'm an actor and a writer, and I love to be cozy. I also work from home. I'm a social media manager. I love to smoke weed and chit chat with my friends, which are you. So before I get into my deep innermost thoughts about myself as a creative, it's nice to just give you a little bit of context and backstory for who I am. Like I said, I'm Mariah. I've been an actor since I was 12, and I've been auditioning professionally since I was 14. How did that happen? Let me tell you. I started acting just in middle school theater. In 8th grade, I was the witch in Into the Woods Junior. I knocked over a tree. It was very good. Long story, the tree was placed too close to the tower that I needed to climb during my big song. I climbed and the tree just tipped. Went right over. Just. So while I was falling in love with acting through middle school theater, my parents, my family, and I one night went to our favorite hibachi grill for dinner. And across from the hibachi grill was an acting studio for on camera acting classes. And I was like, this is destiny. It's right across the street from my favorite restaurant. And the studio that I found did a really interesting thing. We went to this info session, and you could sign up for this program that would train you for, I want to say 9 months. It was a year of training. Mind you, I'm 12, right? A year of training. And I am talking on-camera classes, comedy classes, monologue classes. There was modeling. There was an interview class. I learned how to interview with someone because the program of these 9 months was training you for something called AMTC. AMTC was this national convention for child actors. And you could perform in front of, people who could get you somewhere. I was taking acting classes. I was acting in school. Eventually, my younger brothers started acting also, and my whole family got to this stage of acting that I think a lot of actors who do not come from LA get to, where you're it's time, you should take your kids to LA. We came to LA thinking we would just be here for a pilot season, which if you don't know, there's a time of the year, and this was more true in the past than it is now, but there was a certain time of year where pilots would be shot, and it's a really good time for new actors to break in. So they say. We came for pilot season, and then while we were here, my parents sold their house and we stayed here forever. I'm still here. My parents really supported me in acting because before they made that initial investment truly into my career, my parents sat me down and they were like, look, if you want to do this, it's going to be really fucking hard. Like, it's going to be hard. And if you really want to do this, you have to really do it. Like, something's got to come out of it, you know? This can't be like everything else where you're like, I want to be a cheerleader. And then I quit before we got the uniforms because I don't want to be a cheerleader. Look at me. I'm a cozy stoner girl, but I did want to be an actor. So I said, yes, absolutely. This is what I want to do with my life. And I really meant that shit. And here I am. I'm 32 and still doing it with my life? ? That's what we're here to talk about today. Hollywood is hard, y'all. Okay? It's not easy to get in, especially for someone who looks like me. I matured at a really young age, so I had a more mature body. I had boobs. I had curves. I was in a bigger body, and I wanted to be on Disney Channel. And I really put my perfectionist overachiever hat on and tried to really figure out how to do that. And so I was represented by the agents who were representing the children who were on Disney Channel. I was like, this is how I'm going to get there. My big audition for one of these agents, I did a monologue for her. I think I read a scene. And then she was like, cool, I'm going to have you go read some sides with our commercial department. This is a great sign. When you're in an audition and they're like, I need you to go talk to this person over here also. Yes. And she's like, great, perfect. We love you. We'll call you tomorrow. The agent calls. I don't know if this is a quote. Again, this is a deep memory of mine, but the quote that I have in my head is, she's a great little actress, but she has a very mature body for her age, and she's not crazy or out there like Raven. So I just really don't know what we can do with her. Again, I'm 14, I think, and the rest of my child actor career was much more of that. It was just that answer over and over again. There's plenty of other like microaggression, wild stories I could share, but those will be other videos. Fast forward through the trauma of being a preteen and a teenager, blah, blah, blah. I continued acting. I went to school for theater at UC Santa Barbara. I did the BFA program. Loved it so much. Up until that point, acting was very Hollywood focused, and I was not interested in being a professional theater actor. And then during the BFA program, I actually learned how to be an actor. I actually learned what acting is outside of like my previous training, how to, be on TV and sell yourself. And that's not acting. So I really learned what acting was in college, and I really fell in love with it. And I think that's really like reassuring and reaffirming for my younger 12-year-old self who was like, no, you guys, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. I love it. I really did love it, even though I didn't really know what it was yet. Fast forward some more through college, once again, trying to like break into the Hollywood world, this time with a little bit more understanding. And I very quickly learned that theater was a much more welcoming space for me than Hollywood was ever going to be. Fast forward some more, and in my late 20s, because I could not get anyone in Hollywood to pay attention to me, I decided to make my own jobs for myself. And my friends and I made a short film together that I wrote and starred in. I'll link it in the description, called Messy. It's very cute and very fun. I'm very proud of it. It is my baby. It's about a girl who looks like me, who learns how to become the main character of her life while in the bathroom of her best friend's 30th birthday party. The entire thing takes place in a bathroom. It's very fun. It's very silly. Go watch it if you want to. So as I've gotten older, I've really found kind of like my way of being an actor, right? And a writer and a creative. I've really found my place without needing to like reach these milestones in order to achieve something that is no longer my dream. And that's really why I wanted to sit and chat tonight. I'm questioning if I want to be part of Hollywood anymore. And for someone who grew up like me, the reason I shared that backstory and the reason it's so important is for you to understand, like, I have been giving Emmy acceptance speeches in my bathroom since I was 12 years old. And I just have been thinking, like, what does that mean? I'm not really gung-ho or driven to achieve that goal of making it in Hollywood anymore. And the reason why is because Hollywood is toxic AF. Let's talk about it. Recently, I wrote in my journal, and I was reading it back before I was making this video, and I want to read it to you. Even though it's the dream, the reality is that I'd be re-entering a world that I have zero interest in entering. I recently have found a completely non-toxic work environment that I love so much and that feels so good and healthy and safe and encouraging. And I really did not think that was possible. I think especially as a struggling actor, we have to still make money, right? So you have to work a day job. And oftentimes we're in day jobs that are also really toxic environments. Like the restaurant world is fucking toxic, y'all. We all know. We watched The Bear. That struggle is just not for me anymore. It's really not. I am cozy stoner girl. And that realization feels good. But then I think about the piece of advice that everyone always gives. If you can do anything else, do it. Because I can do something else. And now I am. And what does that mean about me? Does that mean I'm not an actor anymore? Does that mean I don't want to be an actor anymore? The thing that never really landed for me when I heard that advice, it's not just that it's hard, but it's also that the business of Hollywood is a toxic environment. Being an actor and quote unquote making it is not based on merit. Even if you're just a regular actor, I do a job that I'm hired for, and immediately when the job's done, I'm out of work again. It's not this dream world that we thought it was, that it looks like from the outside. So I've just kind of yapped at you for who knows how long about how much I don't want to be an actor. But I really want to be clear here. This is not like a video encouraging you to quit. It's also not a video of me saying that I'm quitting. Instead, I would encourage you to do what I've recently learned and have found for myself of this reimagining of what a creative is. There's a couple books I love that I'm going to recommend to you. One of them is up here, I think, The Actor's Way and The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. Both of those books have really helped me learn what it is to be a creative and have helped me learn that I can be a creative without being in Hollywood. I can be a creative while being an accountant, truthfully. I don't personally want to do that, but you can. You are not your work and you are not your success. 9 times out of 10, your rejection is completely out of your control. Like we said, this is not a merit-based place. And regardless if you are chosen for a job, chosen to be paid to be a creative, that doesn't take away from the fact that you are a creative, that you did create. And I think you have to really find fulfillment in the things that you can control. And so here's a couple exercises, some advice, and some tips about how to do that, how to find that fulfillment. I am an avid journaler. I will journal until I find all of the answers. And these are the questions that I like to ask myself. What do I want out of life? What is my picturesque, just perfect life? What is there? Things like windows, air. I want a lot of space to breathe. I want light. I want sunlight and I want grass. You're really trying to find your why, your through line if you're an actor. Another thing I really like to do in my journal is the life wheel exercise. You make like a pie chart, a wheel of your life, and there's, I think, 8 different sections, and each section is a different area of your life. Things like your romantic life, your friends, your work life, your spiritual life, your health. And you just kind of like rate on a scale of 1 to 10, fill in the pie chart for that section, how good you feel about that area of your life. And then I like to journal about each one. So if like spiritually, I'm feeling like a 2 right now, why is that? Let me explore that a little bit. And then from there, maybe there's some things I can do, like return to my meditation practice. Maybe I haven't meditated in a while. Maybe I haven't gone for a walk in a while. Maybe I haven't looked at a tree in a while. And it's nice to see that and just be like, oh yeah, I need that. You know? Those are two ways that I've really made sure that I'm fulfilling my needs and that I am following my values in life. I've led a lot of different lives as a creative, and I've worked a lot of different jobs to try and sustain myself while being a creative. And I realized recently how much all of those different lives I've led have really led me to where I am right now. I get to be a creative at work every day. And then I'm also getting to make this YouTube video and tell you and create in the way that feels good to me at this moment right now. And I really want every creative person I know to be able to experience that and to learn that you are creative regardless of who's paying you to do it. I think that's the lesson here. Thanks for getting cozy with me. I don't know if you've noticed, but this entire time, The Lord of the Rings has been playing on the TV behind me. So I'm going to go over to that couch and smoke some more and watch this movie. Good night.